Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Before we dive into today's story about how to finally stop failing, build real habits, and start actually winning, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're ready for a change. Okay, let's get into it. The discipline of the unbroken chain. I want you to picture a quiet room. Suddenly, a sharp, echoing smack completely shatters the silence. It's our guy Rohan, and he's just slammed his notebook shut in pure, unfiltered frustration. Enough, he snaps, and you can literally hear the anger vibrating in his chest. I am done trying. Across the room, his friend Arav slowly turns his chair to face him. Done, or just tired of failing? Rohan clenches his jaw. To him, it's the exact same thing. But Arav stands up because he knows the truth. No, Arav says, not even close.
Fast forward to later that night. Picture Rohan sitting entirely alone in the dark. His face is bathed in nothing but the cold, harsh glow of his phone screen. He's absolutely crushed by this incredibly painful burden of broken plans. He just stares into the empty space and whispers into the silence, "What's wrong with me?" I mean, wow. We've all felt that, right? That universally relatable, heavy sting of self-doubt. You know the feeling. It hits you when you realize you've let yourself down yet again, and there's just no answer waiting for you. Just silence.
So here's what's actually happening. It's this frustrating cycle of failure that we all know way too well. It goes like this. Day 1, full motivation, blazing, right? You are going to conquer the world. But then, day 3 rolls around, and you're already slipping. By day 7, it's completely gone. Your grand gym plans? Dead. That ambitious study schedule? Totally forgotten. Your biggest dreams just slowly fading away. And the absolute worst part is, every single time you go through this timeline, the failure feels heavier than the last.
But the next morning brings a major turning point. Arav drops something right onto Rohan's table, a calendar and a red pen. Rohan looks at it, super annoyed. "What's this, kindergarten?" But Arav just smirks. "This is your comeback." He circles today's date and introduces a deceptively simple, honestly ridiculously small rule. 20. Just 20 minutes. He tells Rohan, "From now on, you study for exactly 20 minutes. That's it, nothing more." Rohan scoffs. He thinks it's a complete joke. But this tiny, little number, it's about to change literally everything. Rohan lets out a massive sigh and asks, "Okay, and then?" Arav takes that red pen and he draws a massive, bold red X right across the dates. Now, I want you to imagine that deeply satisfying physical sound for a second. You know, that sharp scratch of a red pen carving out a bold mark on paper. Arav looks dead at him and says, "You do the habit, you earn this." It's not just ink, guys. It becomes a tangible, incredibly satisfying reward for your effort. Rohan stares at that bold X, still pretty skeptical. "And if I miss?" he asks. Arav leans him close, and his voice is sharp, clear, and just totally unapologetic. He says, "Never miss twice." And listen to me, this is the absolute core rule of building an unbroken life. We're all human, right? You might slip once, but you never, ever let that failure cascade. You draw a hard line, and you do not miss a second time.
Turning effort into a game, the chain reaction. So on day 1, Rohan dragged himself to his desk. Those 20 minutes felt completely pointless. But when he got to actually draw that X, something clicked. Day 2 brought another X. But Day 3 was the true test. He almost called it quits. But looking down at that tiny, growing chain of marks, it emotionally pulled him right back in. "No way I'm breaking this," he muttered to himself. The whole emotional tone completely shifted from a heavy, boring chore to this addictive, unbreakable streak. By day 5, it wasn't even about motivation anymore. It was a streak. It was a game. A challenge he flat out refused to lose. Okay, let's dive into this next part, because a week later, Arav decides to raise the stakes. He introduces an elevated system that adds the absolute ultimate secret weapon into the mix: accountability. Step 1 is the exact same. Do your 20 minutes. Step 2, draw that satisfying X. But step 3, here's the twist. Send a photo of that X to Arav every single night. Rohan groaned at the whole idea, but Arav just grinned and said now it actually counts. And this setup creates what we call the accountability trap. But, in the best possible way. Imagine this one incredibly tough night. The stakes are raised, Rohan is just physically exhausted. He is entirely drained, bone tired, and ready to just skip his habit and crash.
But then, the fear of sending absolutely nothing hits him. The sheer, overwhelming dread of having to text his friend a blank screen, of admitting he broke the chain, it literally forced him to reach out and pick up the book anyway. Just 20 minutes, he whispered to himself, and he showed up. Again. The breakthrough moment, 30 days later. Picture Rohan standing completely frozen in his room. He is staring down at his desk with trembling hands. His notebook is full. Rows and rows of X's. It's messy, it's real, and it is just incredibly powerful. A perfect chain of effort. "I actually did it," he whispers softly. Arav walks in, smiling, and asks, "Hey, who's the guy who had no discipline?" Rohan laughs. But this time, it's a laugh of pure confidence. His eyes are shining as he looks up and replies, "No, I just didn't know how to win." Listen to me very carefully on this next part. You do not need motivation. Motivation is a total myth. It fades, and it just leaves you frustrated in the dark, asking what is wrong with you. You need a system. A system is deeply satisfying, it's trackable, and when you build it right, it is basically unbreakable. Success is not one big cinematic moment of inspiration that strikes like lightning. It is built one small, tiny win at a time. Make it a game, track your progress, stay accountable, and whatever you do, do not break the chain. Which leaves us with this really powerful final question for you. Will you draw your first X today? The pen and the calendar are waiting for you right now. Well, thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. If this story sparks something inside you and you are finally ready to start your own unbroken chain, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more systems that actually work, and I will see you next time. Go earn that X.